Hello. So, in this very last episode of this week's Fun Facts of Liam, not sure if you've checked out by the time you view this, if you've checked out my first episode of the week and my penultimate episode of the week, which is also an absolute belter, as this one is going to be. But I was kind of struggling for inspiration. Again, the theme of the day, the theme word of the day. Um, you can't force it all the way, like I said in the first episode of this week. But yeah, those of you who are into classical composers, and you know, it's kind of annoying. I sort of am. I mean, I like if I hear the odd, I won't be able to name it, but if I hear the odd, you know, um, Chopin or Chopin, as Bugs Bunny would pronounce it, before he does his little Liberace reference in Hide and Hair. I wish my brother George was here. Never got that as a kid. I'm not that old, obviously. It's just you can watch. I used to love watching like videos back of Looney Tunes. They were great, especially Bugs Bunny and Daffy. Um, and in some of the Bugs episodes, they only had like little cameos from voices of Humphrey Bogart of all people. I don't think it's an impression, where he says, "Can you help an fellow American who's down on his luck?" Um, but the thing with Antonio Salieri and Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, both times in the original film Amadeus, and then in the and then in the series where Paul Bettany is Salieri, and Mozart is for some reason the fellow Englishman who's half Japanese for he's been cast as him. He got cast as for some reason, but you know, um, if there's a good reason, there's a good reason. I don't know if I'm gonna watch it or not. Maybe. I mean, I didn't really watch Mozart the 1990s films, to be honest. I just know bits of it, and you know through Family Guy and the odd clip of F. Murray Abraham doing the "God was laughing at me" monologue thing, and of course that was parodied in again Family Guy. But the whole dramatic rivalry tension thing, what wasn't as like scandalous intense as both the film and the series are making it out to be. I mean, they competed, and I think Salieri was jealous that Mozart was almost. He was a genius. He was almost supernatural. Apparently, with his ability to it's supernatural, or I guess if you're an X-Men fan like I am, a bit of a mutant prodigy when it came to being able to just memorize notes and things, and read it off the page, just like for a few seconds, and then just winging it, and being a genius with the notes or whatever. And Salieri was like, he was the one who really knuckled down and stuff like that. But they they studied together. They played off each other literally, and um, Salieri actually was a mentor to Amadeus's son Franz, who also he was there. He was also there. He attended the funeral of Amadeus, and may or may not have actually provided, you know, moral support and comfort to his widow and his son. So yeah, rivals, but it wasn't like the like exactly like the films, and also I suppose that I mean it's a piss take of itself, but the Anchorman films where Vince Vaughn goes to Ron Burgundy, Will Ferrell, God damn it, do I hate you? But God damn it, do I respect you? I don't think it was that level of hate. It was more like the old resentment, jealousy thing. But I think they were especially towards the end of Amadeus's life, they were, and this is a TV tropes uh, term, a site that I very much like to binge read every now and again. Fire Forged Friends. So yeah, that was the fourth and final episode of Fun Facts of Liam, and I'm gonna go and edit this and all that. And before I decide to hit the proverbial hay, I'm gonna watch Hellbender, a underrated film about witches, and I'm going to leave it at that because there is actually more to it, even if the theme is that. Decided to give it a go one night, and it's sort of a comfort watch for when you're sort of doing stuff and or you want to chill as well, wind down. So yeah, I'm gonna head off and edit this, like I said. And good night, God bless, as my nana liked to say to me as a kid. And I'll see you again.
Are you sure you can't leave this and come back again?
It's very tempting, sir. But it's impossible, I'm afraid. Wolfgang would be frantic if he found those were missing. You see, they're all originals.
Originals?
Yes, sir. He doesn't make copies.
These are originals?
Mm-hmm.
Astounding. It was beyond belief. These were first and only drafts of music. But they showed no corrections of any kind. Not one. He had simply written down music already finished in his head. Page after page of it, as if he were just taking dictation. And music, finished as no music is ever finished. Displace one note, and there would be diminishment. Displace one phrase, and the structure would fall. It was clear to me that sound I had heard in the Archbishop's palace had been no accident. Here again was the very voice of God. I was staring through the cage of those meticulous ink strokes at an absolute beauty.
Is it not good?
It is miraculous.